pies, de la cabeza a los pies, de la cabeza a los pies, de la cabeza a los pies. Levanta tu mano arriba y dale la bienvenida. Levanta tu mano arriba y dale la bienvenida. Ay, bienvenido Espíritu Santo, bienvenido Espíritu Santo, bienvenido Espíritu Santo, bienvenido Espíritu Santo. Que sabe adorar al Rey que vive y reina, no puede quedarse callado. Alabe al Señor, aleluya. Tenemos un Cristo vivo, tenemos un Cristo de poder que de la tumba se levantó, aleluya.
It's early Thursday morning, and last night was an incredible night. We went back to the Valley of the Volcano community where we spent the day ministering, and they had an outdoor stage set up, and we invited the community out for an evangelistic service. The worship was incredible. The team came in, they were on fire, and during worship, a woman was delivered of demons. During the message, I spoke on just some simple stories from the gospel, highlighting how Jesus was healer, how he was deliverer, and how he was savior. During the altar call, we had an opportunity to pray with several people who responded to salvation and rededication. And then we invited people to come forward, and the people who came up, that our team was able to pray, minister for many different people for many different needs. I went out into the crowd and just began to pray for people. One young man in particular, I just put my arms around him. He just began to weep and break down. The Lord really ministered to him in a powerful way. And then we went around talking to some people with a translator. We had these three guys that were kind of sitting off to the side, just kind of watching, and had an opportunity to share with them. They were not in a place they wanted to receive Christ. They wanted to put that decision off, and so we were able to encourage them and pray with them that the Lord would reveal himself to them in a powerful way. And I really believe that was an impactful conversation. Another woman during the altar ministry was delivered of demons. We're so grateful for how the Lord moved. We were told throughout the day and even that night that there's a lot of witchcraft in that community, and that there were some people who really were trying to stop what God was doing there that night. And so we could feel the tension during the worship in the spiritual realm. There was just a heaviness and a weight there in that community. But I really believe as we worshiped through and prayed and had some time of interceding for that community corporately, that the Lord really broke something in the atmosphere. And so I really believe that there's something bigger happening in the community, not just with the people who showed up, but there's something that's happening in the spiritual atmosphere. And so I look forward to hearing how the Lord used that service last night. We got back and had some team time, just to sit around a circle and talk. One person in our team said, he said, you know, if the only thing that happened was this one day of this trip, we've already seen so much. We could go back and we'd be so full and so grateful for what the Lord did. And so we just that one service, and it really was just an incredible day. And so we thank you for those who are praying for us. We're seeing the fruit of it already. Just on the first day of ministry, we saw God move in a powerful way. And so so grateful for that, and looking forward to another day. We're going to be going back and ministering again throughout the day in that same community, and then I'll be preaching in another church in a different town tonight. And so can't wait to see what God's got in store for today. It's Thursday evening, and we just got back to the project about an hour ago, just to get cleaned up real quick so we can turn around and go to our church service tonight. We had another amazing day, our second and final day of ministry, doing our second community day in the Valley of the Volcano community. We saw total of both days about 70 people, so 140 people came through to see our staff and to have some attention put to their physical needs. But every single person that came through, if we were able, we gave an opportunity to pray with them personally, to pray not just for their physical needs, but also for their spiritual needs. And if they didn't know Christ, we had an opportunity to share the gospel, give them a Romans road card, and see if they wanted to pray to receive Christ. And today, there was one young man, probably in his 40s, who came because he had back pain. And we had an opportunity to talk to him, and he'd been away from the Lord for quite some time because of some things that were in his life that weren't right. And we said, well, why don't you make peace with God today. Why don't we get things right? And he agreed that he wanted to do that. So we had an opportunity to pray for him to rededicate his life to Christ, which was amazing. And then we prayed for his back, and he said the pain dramatically decreased. And so we're so grateful for how the Lord is. He cares so much about people, not just their physical needs, but their spiritual needs especially. And we're so grateful we were able to pray with so many people in that community. One thing that happened yesterday and today, we split our team in half, and we took turns each day bringing sandwiches out into the garbage dump. If you can imagine leaving your home early in the morning and spending all day digging through trash and burning trash to try to find plastics and things you can recycle for a small amount of money. In 92-degree heat, they're out there working. They're hardworking people, and they're out there just trying to scratch out a living. Some of them have maybe 5-6 kids in the house. They might be getting $10 a week doing this, just trying to buy enough food to get through to the next week. And so it's you really get a perspective on how things are in America and our Western culture, and just the riches that we enjoy and the things that we take for granted. And so, and yet with so little, they're so full of joy and such loving people, and they're so appreciative. When we were driving out of that community today, all the children are chasing after the van, and just so sad to see us go. And they're such a loving and warm people. And so it's been such a blessing to be part of this trip. We're getting ready. Just in a few minutes, we're going to be leaving to another community in Taquatinga. We're going to be speaking at a pastor that I met last time I was here. He invited us to preach at his church, and so I'm going to be speaking a message tonight, and we're going to continue to believe God to move. We're all blown away at how God has been showing up in such a short period of time, how much has happened in these last couple of days, and so just can't wait to see what he's got in store for tonight.